Good afternoon, gamers. Welcome back to Banished Souls. This is your Captain Cryptic. So, a few pieces of news to drop. So, if you missed the stream with the Skull and Bone developers last night, it sounds like we're going to be getting something. They haven't said exactly when, but we're going to be getting something that resembles Kenway's fleet over on Black Flag. Now, what does that mean for us? What that means for us is whether it's going to be that we can hire something to go in and go pick up our eights for us. That may be an option that they do where it costs you so much to go make the eight run for you. Or what I'm hoping is that it's truly going to be like Kenway's fleet, where the armada of ships that we build, we can build a more than one type of ship with the weapons on it, and it's going to be something you can assign to pick those up like Kenway's fleet. So that's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be very helpful in this game for those of us who are getting tired of picking up eights. It's taking away from some of our fun, and I know that's one of the things where if you look, we have been working hard on the Empire, guys. We are now level 8s on everything here. We will probably be bringing those major points of connections to 10s. I don't see bringing the small connections up to 10 right now. But, hey, man, you got to spend those 8s on something. And we still got just over 2 months coming for this season pass. So that's going to be a lot of 8s we're bringing in. So you may as well spend it on something to make sure you save some for season 2 so you can bring up these upgrade helms. So if you're getting to the point where you're bringing your territories up to 5s and you want to start making some of that a little bit more worth it, I would recommend smuggler operations is basically going to get it so you can make those gold skull products, which it is worth because it's going to give you the silver. But at the early on levels of your kingdom, you want to bring this up to 7 so you can make gold skull, and then you're going to want to come over and you're going to want to focus on empire management as a big one. And then of course you have your red isle connections. We got one more to run on that. But your biggest boost, if you see when you complete this packet, you're going to get 50% profit, 50% more profit from any established trade routes that you have connected, which is those little lines. So that's where you're looking at there, guys. So one of the things I'm doing today is I'm just waiting. I had been waiting to try and grab territories and stuff. Sometimes it's real quick. Sometimes you run into conflict where you've got a couple guys plus their healer healing them, so one of the two are going to get it. If you run into that, just run legendary heist, and it's going to give you these little random locations that may or may not have a connection to something. This one's got a few connections within the island, so we went ahead and brought it up to 6. We may bring that on up as we go. Just have to wait and see. But we've got our hubs like this. We've got up to an 8 now. Got this one up to an 8. We've got this one up to an 8. So we are getting somewhere with it, and it's also helping to boost those products. But the more connection points I start to make, the higher this is going to pay out. So like this one here is putting out 222 per hour. Now in a 15-minute a 15-hour recharge, when you fund this with silver, it's good for 15 hours. You're going to have to harvest this thing out twice. Just so you know, you're going to have to do it twice. Otherwise, because your bank's going to fill up. So what I'm running into is like, I think my major connections, I'm going to start bringing some of these up to 10s that are pushing out those 222s. I'm going to try to complete some more connections on some of these as well by running those legendary heists to just keep that money coming in. How do I fund all this with silver, you're asking? Well, every hour or so, I will come over here to the supply network. And I am going to come over and look at what is available for roving. And I want all roving in one location. And I don't care if it's poppy. I don't care if it's juniper berries. I don't care if it's sugar cane. And I don't care if it's tobacco. It doesn't matter to me as long as it's some sort of supply, because we have brought that book up all the way up. That's going to allow us to build all of the top refined products within our buildings. So that's definitely something you want to do. Like I say, start with a 7, but as you start to get the 8s in, you definitely want to bring that up so you can really increase your silver input into this game, how much silver you're making. So we're going to fast travel over here to LaMichael. All of our roving locations are right there. Typically, if there's 2 locations, I'll just load up one and come back and get some more. But what I'm noticing now, to keep the roving at one spot, and then they'll have like some pickups on islands at the other. So I know we've showed this before, many times, but I think it's important that we continue to show it. The reason I say that we continue to show it is because I don't know if it's that people aren't watching the full video, or maybe they're not watching the video. They just come in and say, oh, well, this guy knows something about it, so they just post the question. So I'm going to make sure it's in your videos to show you that, yes, it does work. Because we've also had people say, yeah, that doesn't work. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set sail. Let me check, make sure we have the cargo space for this. Looks like we're pretty good on space. You shouldn't really have to worry about it too much in the sandbuck. Now, if you was in a brigantine, then yeah, you have to make sure you carry just enough ammunition to make the raid. But I don't think you're going to be able to bring in 4 hauls because it's just a lot of weight. So we're going to set sail. We're going to come straight in. We're going to hit the helm liaison. Now, here's what I recommend you do if you are collecting 8s. You're going to be collecting 8s and stuff, and you're tired of those plague ships, or you're tired of running out of helm materials. What you're going to do is come up here and run this before you collect your 8s. Because when you destroy this ship, it's going to give you a helm marked for death wanted level. Now, what does that mean? Doesn't really mean anything unless you're collecting 8s. You will see that plague fleets will now turn into rogues for the helm. They're helm rogues. You destroy those and they will drop those helm resources such as the juniper berries, the sugar cane, the tobacco, the poppy, and all that kind of stuff. All that's going to drop out of those rogues that harass you while you're getting your 8s now. So basically you've just taken the helm wanted level and you've just changed those pesky plague ships into something that's going to be useful in the game. For those who are new to the game and you're wondering, is there something I can do to help with the wind? As far as I know, just trim your ship until the icon is no longer red. Of course, it's going to make you turn completely away from your target area, but if it's an attack run, by the time you come up a little bit, that should start to adjust enough where you're close enough where it's not going to be too big of an inconvenience. So we destroy that helm. We're now marked for death. Now, sometimes, not always, that will immediately spawn in some ships. As you can see, we're completing those contracts. It's showing like 144 pieces. But what's going to actually reflect within our cargo is typically double that. So you can see 144 of each. And another 144 of that. So the most you should have in there of the poppy would be the 288, I think it was. When you come over to your cargo, guess what? Everything is higher, 648, 324, 324. So you're getting quite a bit more resource out of that doing that because he carried what you needed, but you blew him up, so you took all of his cargo completely. And the same thing if you're dropping off your skull rum guys. If you're going to do a roving drop off, don't bother dropping it off. Just shoot him. And he's going to drop all the 8s plus an extra amount of 8s in there. And guess what? You still have your skull rum to do your silver runs. So that's my recommendation to you right now. As far as people that are, maybe you're scared of getting to helm wanted level. As of right now, all it's doing is changing the type of ship that is coming out when you're collecting your 8s. Now that may change as the game evolves, so we'll definitely check back and let you know if anything changes. But I was really excited to hear about what the developers were, the devs were talking about in the aspect of adding some sort of a option where you can have those 8s being collected automatically. Now, is that going to be something you have to be paying for a service with silver or 8s or sovereigns or whatever? I don't know. Hopefully it's something where you will be building your ships and just assigning it, kind of like over on Black Flag with Kenway's fleet. So that's what my hopes is. But hopes and dreams, they get you so far. It's the delivery that mostly matters on that. So, but I hope you've enjoyed the content. I hope you've enjoyed the video. For those who are commenting, loving the game, and giving helpful tips with everybody in the comments, man, thank you so much. We run with our Discord group, so there's quite a bit of internal management there. We are currently looking at structuring where this game is supposed to go to a more serious PvP in the future, so we're trying to get those structures set up now, and we're looking for active players who want to be actively playing in the game. If you have your die-hard players, your try-hards, as some of them call, you're welcome to join as well. We're building specialized fleets within our Discord where we have guys that are specialized more towards forts. We have guys that are specialized more towards ship-to-ship combat, stuff like that, and then our tanks and things like that. And we need those try-hards. But it's also open for the casual gamer who comes in and plays on occasion and wants to have a group of people to play with. We have a lot of those as well. But there are opportunities for ranking up. So we actually have a couple new Commodores. We have Winter Rose Wolf who come over from YouTube. Then we have Blaze the Ghost, he came over from YouTube. They've assigned a couple quartermasters to themselves to help them deal with our rogue fleets. What is our rogue fleet? A rogue fleet is our casual gamers who maybe they don't really care about getting too much into the really serious PvP aspect of what we're going to be looking at in the game later on, but they are definitely up to jump in any kind of scenario where there's a battle going and there's a profit to be made. They're rogues. So we've got those guys, and we've got our Raiders group led by me. We do a lot of DPS builds and stuff, and then we have our fleet that's the heavy hitters. Those are our fort specialists that's ran by our Rear Admiral Spanky. He's doing a great job getting those guys coordinated, working together, making sure they're able to complete those different types of contracts and following in, getting the stuff they need in the game, making sure that you're coordinated on where do you find certain items. You get those special items and stuff, and we coordinate at night to get that going as well. Maybe you're new to the game and you go, wow, I'd really like to do that, but they don't want me because I'm only a level, 1 or 2. I'm just starting out. I'm in a better man. We got room for you too. So within our rogues, we have 2 divisions within the rogues. One of them is entry level players, and what we do is we come in every night. People will come in and say, you know what, let's get everybody ranked up, and you'll be traveling in groups, and we get everybody up to Kingpin as quick as possible. I think right now to get to Kingpin 1, our guys over there have gotten it where within, depending on how long you're on, obviously, but within 12 hours, they're able to get you up to Kingpin fighting in those groups, because they get you where you're fighting up, you're building some of your stuff, but then they have you take some shots at some of these larger ships and stuff like that, and then they take them out, which is going to split that infamy up to help get you ranked up quick. So that's something you're looking at. So if you're interested in joining a group that's working well together, we definitely are looking forward to the PvP aspect in this game. Man, you're going to want to join us over on Banished Souls. Great group of guys. I can look right now and see exactly how many people we have at the moment. We are looking at... So we currently have 177 members, and of that right now, with a lot of people being at work, there's 38 people online. And that number goes up or that number goes down, and we have people from all over the world. We've got people from Switzerland, Sweden. We've got people from over in the UK areas. We have people here on the West Coast. We have people in the Midwest. We have people over along in the Rocky Mountains. We have East Coasters. We have, Gulf Coasters down around Texas and Florida and stuff as well. So really good group of guys to join up. But y'all have a wonderful day. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Stay up top. And anytime we get new information from the devs, when it comes out, we're going to put it in a video for y'all. Have a wonderful day.